This actually, it's just an Egyptian, basically an Egyptian sphinx, and it's a symbol of protection. Because in my line of work, occasionally people are out to do you harm.
There's a moon over Bourbon Street tonight. I see faces as they pass beneath the pale lamplight. I've no choice but to follow that call.
I became known as the Highgate vampire hunter in the late 1960s. And what actually happened was that I'd been arrested in Highgate Cemetery in the middle of 1970, and I was charged with vampire hunting. At least that's what the police alleged I was doing. And that's what they stated in court. In fact, they stated that I claimed that I was going to hunt a vampire and stake it through the heart. That wasn't in fact true. We were just conducting a psychic investigation at Highgate. I began the British Psychic and Occult Society back in 1967, and the original purpose was to look into all cases of unexplained phenomena, which include crop circles, UFOs even, unexplained movement of objects, and reported sightings of so-called ghosts. We investigate cases all over the country, have done since then, and I'm still actively involved with those investigations to the present day. In 1969, following reports of an unexplained entity at Highgate Cemetery, I went to visit the cemetery one evening. It was late one evening after Christmas, as a matter of fact. And as I passed this spot here, I noticed a tall, dark shape just inside the gate, and it seemed to be hovering above the ground. And it was real. At least it was so real that I thought it was real. And at first I thought it was somebody dressed up inside the cemetery. He was just there trying to frighten people. But I soon changed my mind, because when I looked closely, it didn't have any discernible features, but there were two red points of light, orangey red light, which was suspended in a black sort of shape, which I took to be its face. The immediate area turned icy cold. I felt I was being drained of energy. In fact, I felt I was under psychic attack. There are ways of protecting yourself against such things. And I recited a Kabbalistic invocation, only mentally, of course. And the thing just, well, all of a sudden it wasn't there. It disappeared. I never referred to it as a vampire. In fact, it was really dubbed a vampire by the press and certain other people who were obviously trying to sensationalise it. It is a fact that my name has since that time become closely linked with the Highgate vampire, in quotes. I don't like the word occult, actually, because people always take it the wrong way. It's the same as the word witchcraft. People always confuse it with black magic and Satanism and all that. And I've really always considered myself as a psychic investigator, and I believe that I probably got the interest from my mother, who was involved in spiritualism and hypnotism. In the middle of 1970, it was in August, as a matter of fact, we, that is other people and myself, together with a psychic medium, entered Highgate cemetery late one night, and the idea was, the original idea at least, was to try and make communication with the phenomena, to try and call it to the earthly plane by means of a magical ritual, and well, to try and make communication with it and try and find out exactly what it was. But unfortunately on that night things went really horribly wrong, and while we were in the process of performing this or preparing for this ritual, we were interrupted by a lot of noise and flashlights, and we soon realised it was the police. Early on Wednesday last week, David Farrant was sentenced to 4 years 8 months imprisonment. He was also fined £40 for possessing a firearm, one that had belonged to his father, and ordered to pay £750 costs. It goes on to say, what were the Farrant's crimes? They were as plain as day on the charge sheet: guilty of damaging a memorial to the dead, guilty of interfering with buried remains, guilty of threatening the police by sending them 2 clay dolls, and guilty of stealing some sheets from Barnet Hospital. However, Farrant was found not guilty of breaking into vaults, with removing a headless corpse and damaging property. The charges that stuck were the minor ones. Can it really be that the punishment fitted the crime? One of the occasions when we actually used magic to protect somebody was back in 1973, and I was approached by a member of the society. He'd been assaulted, and he said that if he didn't plead guilty to the charge, the same thing was going to happen to him again. He showed me his charge sheet, and from that I learned the name of the 2 police officers that had arrested him, and one of them actually wrote a statement out for him and told him to sign it, and he refused to sign it. And so one of the policemen banged his head against the wall of the police station, and he was quite badly cut and everything like that. So I sent 2 voodoo effigies with the appropriate signs on them and everything to each of these police officers, and each effigy was accompanied by a note, a small letter, and the note said, "Those who harm the initiated will become a victim of their own intentions." I never denied sending the effigies. Well, indeed, I signed them and I sent them by recorded delivery just to make sure they received them. The object in doing that was not only to reverse the evil against the 2 police officers, it was also an object of sort of saying we haven't done anything wrong. When that case eventually came to court, and it was heard at just after the Highgate cemetery business, it was taken very, very seriously, and the judge also said, just to give you an example how seriously he took it, he said that Mr. Farrant should be very lucky he's not before this court on the charge of attempted murder. And as a result of that, I got 2 years imprisonment for sending those voodoo effigies to the 2 police officers back in 1973. But as I said to you, they weren't actually sent to with the intention of harming. It was to reverse the harm that had already been done. Now, whether or not it was effective, I don't know, but it is a fact that shortly after they received the effigies, one of them went into hospital. You know, The word occult, in its true sense, in the sense it's supposed to be understood, means hidden, that's all. But it's a very strange word because people automatically associate the word occult with black magic, Satanism, witchcraft, or rather black witchcraft, all of which I have nothing to do with. I'm just a disciple of life, if anything, nothing more than that.
As they pass beneath the pale lamplight, I've no choice but to follow that call.
I became known as the Highgate vampire hunter in the late 1960s, and what actually happened was that I'd been arrested in Highgate Cemetery in the middle of 1970, and I was charged with vampire hunting. At least that's what the police alleged I was doing, and that's what they stated in court. In fact, they stated that I claimed that I was going to hunt a vampire and stake it through the heart. That wasn't in fact true. We were just conducting a psychic investigation at Highgate. I began the British Psychic and Occult Society back in 1967, and the original purpose was to look into all cases of unexplained phenomena, which include crop circles, UFOs even, unexplained movement of objects, and reported sightings of so-called ghosts. We investigate cases all over the country, have done since then, and I'm still actively involved with those investigations to the present day. In 1969, following reports of an unexplained entity at Highgate Cemetery, this actually, it's just an Egyptian, basically an Egyptian sphinx, and it's a symbol of protection, because in my line of work occasionally people are out to do you harm.
There's a moon over Bourbon Street,